Cara knocks on the door with so much exasperation she hears a crack in the frame. So her strength works now, but not when she needed it. To tear off a flimsy car door? That's just great. There's a responding loud cursing and shuffling on the other side, but eventually Alex's brown eye appears in the slit of the barely open door. The door is reinforced steel, and there's 2 concealed cameras on both ends of the hallway, but despite that, there are still 6 different chains on various thickness, crisscrossing Alex's downturned frown. What the hell happened to you? My wife, Cara gruffs. Alex tediously unlatches all of her security measures. There's a computerized beeping and a metallic-sounding slider. Then the door is open and Cara shuffles inside. You have dirt all over your face, Alex says, plucking an errant leaf out of Cara's hair. She tried to kill me. Alex raises an eyebrow. Who? Lena. Alex grimaces and goes straight to the cabinet above the gas range, where she keeps her hard liquor. Cara spares a few glances around the apartment while Alex prepares the drinks. It has the slate-grey trappings of a military bunker. The banal white walls hide bulletproof concrete. It's Spartan in decoration. But there's one area where Alex absolutely didn't skimp. With her X-ray vision, Cara can spot at least 36 different weapons. There's a .38 special in a box of raisin bran on the kitchen counter, a shotgun in the pantry, and was that a guided missile launcher in the bedroom closet? Alex shoves a drink into her hand. It's alien, that fruity kind you like. Cara takes a grumbling drink, and they sit at the rickety breakfast table. Maggie tried to kill me too. Alex takes a sip of her own whiskey over ice. Her voice has a manic quality to it. It was going great. We were just fine, then wham. She wasn't happy. She didn't want kids. I used to beat myself up about it, but now I'm dating all the time. No, Cara interrupts, cutting her off. She actually tried to kill me. She trapped me inside her stupid BMW, you know, the one that matches mine. She rolled out of the driver's side door and left me to die when the car crashed into a ditch. Alex gapes back at her. What? She's the other player. The other... Cara can barely say it. Luther. The laptop. It was hers. I tracked it back to her office where the nameplate said she's Lena frickin' Danvers of Lena Danvers Financial. Cara finishes in air quotes. A tense silence follows, and Cara can hear the ice in Alex's drink melting. She can hear the tendons in her sister's face contracting. You need to bring her in, Alex warns. I can give you a day or 2 tops before I have to report it to the DEO. Cara presses her hands over her face. They're black and blue, still bruised from the crash. She's pretty sure her index finger is broken, but it'll heal when her powers are back in full swing. She knows you're Supergirl? Alex asks, clinical. Cara nods, hands still covering her eyes. Do you have any idea who she is? Cara shakes her head. I'll look into it, her sister promises. Cara presses her non-broken fingertips over her temples. Sure, her marriage hadn't been perfect, but it had made Cara feel grounded and human. Cara Danvers and her beautiful wife, nice house, a cute cat. It's an even bigger fantasy than she thought. A dream worthy of a white picket fence and 1.5 children. A dream shattered. I know what you're thinking. Alex says, making tenuous eye contact as Cara pulls her hands away. If she lied about that, what else did she lie about? I tried to talk to her, but she wouldn't listen. Why would she? Alex questions, leaning back in her cheap plastic chair, drink cradled in her palm like a potted succulent. The jig is up. This whole thing was probably planned from the beginning. Operation Supergirl. A 6-year stake out to get information on a super. She definitely works with the Luthers. Cara stares into her fruity drink, dark and broody. Maybe she'd been naive, but she hadn't wanted to consider that. What if Lena had met Cara in Bogota on purpose? What if Lex had intentionally sent her when Cara was at her weakest and most vulnerable? A plan executed flawlessly. That was very Lena. Cara's glass cracks in half. Hey, Alex snaps it away from her. I'll buy you another one. Cara mumbles as Alex wipes up the mess with a paper towel. And she thinks, how? She and Lena share finances. Lena could wipe out Cara's account. She could easily guess any of her security questions for the accounts they don't share. Nothing is safe. Oh God, Alex, she groans. This is a nightmare. She could tell everyone who I am. They'd know who you are, too. Even Eliza, everyone who's close to me is in danger. Alex reaches across the table, stills Cara with a hand. You need to bring her in, ASAP. We need to figure out what she knows, who she is even. Cara grumbles louder, eyes still squeezed shut. She stands suddenly, hand pulling from Alex's. I'm going to bed. Don't you think you should go out and find her? Alex waves towards the door. My powers, Cara sighs heavily. They're still blown. I've accidentally used them earlier with Lena, and I'm not sure if I can fly. What did you use in front of Lena? Alex asks with another frown. I lasered her windshield. If the twitch at the corner of Alex's mouth is any indication, she's just repressed a smirk. Okay, well, I'll set up the sunbed, she says instead, standing. And do you know how many times I've been audited by the city government for electricity usage? She holds up 3 fingers. 3. Sunbeds aren't comfortable, like trying to sleep in a tan-in-bed microwave. But Cara doesn't have much of a choice. She'll face Lena tomorrow, fully charged. Lena, who is so well versed in shock knives, kryptonite grenades, bullets, and poison. She groans to herself, turning on her side. Her wife, an assassin. Her wife, a liar. But still, Cara doesn't want to do it. She doesn't want to take Lena to the DEO. This is how she imagined Lena would learn she was Supergirl, although Cara did know she was never destined to react well. Once Lena had been mad at Cara for something she'd done in a dream for a whole month. She just never thought Lena was hiding something too. Operation Supergirl. She thinks again with a full body ache. Lena, a plant, a covert operation. Was everything fake? Every kiss, every hug, every jibe at Cara's messy clothes pile? Maybe the dessert had been on purpose. Maybe after therapy and all the poorly hidden dryer sheets, Lena had finally snapped. Maybe her wife really had meant to kill her. Cara needed a pillow in the sunbed, just to have something to scream into. Alex was going to be so infinitely smug. She'd always thought Cara and Lena weren't a good match. She'd called Lena too stubborn, too competitive, too brutally candid in the way she felt about others. Personally, Cara had thought they'd shared a little bit too much in common. I knew Maggie for 2.5 years before I asked her to marry me, Alex had huffed when Cara had first told her about Lena. They'd been boxing in a kryptonite-lit sparring room, and her fists were raised to protect her face. You have to have a foundation of friendship. The other stuff fades. She's smart, sexy, spontaneous, complicated. Cara landed a few throws, dodged another. Alex tried to fake her out by stepping closer and backing off. She's the sweetest thing I've ever seen. Honey catches flies. Alex gruffed like some sort of Hallmark card. She managed a glancing blow to Cara's arm, and Cara grabbed lightning fast, grappling Alex into a backwards chokehold. I give it 6 months tops. Alex spluttered, neck veins strained and fingers scrapping uselessly at Cara's arm. I asked her to marry me. Cara panted, struggling to contain a still wriggling Alex. Alex's head whipped around. What? Without giving her time to answer, Alex elbowed Cara viciously in the stomach and tore herself free from Cara's grasp. Cara can still remember the next few blows landing like a phantom pain in her midsection. She covers it now, protectively, in the sunbed. Maybe it had been a mistake. Lena, blonde everywhere but her head. Her arms, her face, her upper thighs. Lena who could seem so soft and vulnerable. Lena who stretches out like a cat in the morning, pins Cara with those hooded Venus flytrap eyes. Cara doesn't want to bring her in. Cara can't fight her, not for real. She can't forget seeing Lena for the first time. It had been... Don't break that sunbed, Cara, Alex yells from the other room, and Cara unclatches her hands from around the metal sidings. It was just nothing had made sense before Lena. And now nothing made sense again. Lena's drunk, and despite an alcohol-induced medical-grade numbness, she's annoyingly still in pain. She mentally catalogues her injuries over the last 24 hours. A second-degree burn, bruised ribs, a shoulder laceration, a minor concussion, and a certain blackened and bleeding ego. She takes another swig straight from the bottle. She swallows twice. It's funny how she knows the exact number of minutes it'll take for the shot to kick in. She's taken 4, and she can feel their blurry warmth taking cumulative effect as the minutes slowly tick past. Lena's laid out across the floor, inside a metal sloping part of the office that's surely meant to be ornamental, not designed for a Victorian woman-style episode. Like she's swooned on a love seat in the antechamber, but she can't be bothered to look proper, not right now. She's rolled up inside the sculpture like a taquito, a kolache, a pig in a blanket. She takes another drink. A disembodied thought about how Lillian would chastise her for drinking $300 scotch from the bottle manifests in her mind. What are we, unevolved apes? But her mother isn't fucking here, is she? Then there's the click of heels and an elevator ding. Lena's first intoxicated thought is that she's somehow summoned Lillian directly with her guilty thoughts, and she sends the scotch flying in a panic. Nearly a third of it spills across the shiny sheet metal before she manages to cling the bottle tightly to her chest, a shield. Lena, Samantha Arias starts upon seeing her boss lying there in a $50 reeking puddle of booze in the middle of the modern art. I saw activity at the office and I was worried, so I came to check, but are you... She motions at her prone form. Sleeping, drinking in there? Lena sleepily nods, waving her hand out over the mess. Look, I made a metaphor. What happened? Sam struggles to process the scene, pulling up a rolling chair and peering at Lena in the dark, night-lit hues of the office. My wife, Lena growls. Cara is Supergirl. Sam only stares before tensely interlacing her fingers. No, that can't be. Yes, Lena answers with an inelegant nod, sucking in another mouthful of scotch. That's not possible, Sam stutters with a second shake of her head. She's a reporter. I did a full background investigation on her before you two got married. Her sister is in the FBI. It could have been faked. Or maybe she works for an organization even more clandestine. Lena stares at the rebar in the ceiling. Sam sighs heavily. Are you absolutely sure? She eye-lasered my BMW. God, Lena, Sam whispers, slipping from the chair to the floor like she's joining Lena during a temper tantrum in the playground. Lena doesn't bother to raise her head in acknowledgement, at least not until Sam reaches for her bottle. Reluctantly, Lena allows her best friend to pry it free from her grasp. I always wanted to taste this, Sam murmurs. Lena had been keeping the overpriced scotch in her desk for a special occasion. Sam drinks from it, savoring and looking thoughtful. Do you think she knew who you were the whole time? Possibly. Your mother's going to kill you. I know. There's a stretch of fraught, eternal silence. Lena can hear Sam's pretty navy blue nails tapping the outside of the glass. Here's the upside, Sam says. She always has an upside. Cara's only a cover, right? Right. Lena agrees, although her heart skips a beat. An absolute betrayal. She tells it to shut the fuck up. You don't need her anymore. Your cover is blown, so we'll eliminate her. Lena side-eyes Sam. You called that impossible this afternoon. Sam steels herself, breathing deep. That was before. We didn't know Supergirl. We know Cara. Cara is, she falters, flawed. She has weaknesses. Lena can't quite look at Sam. She knows, yes, Supergirl has weaknesses. She's just not sure how she feels about exploiting them now. Sensing Lena needs a more thorough pep talk, Sam continues. It doesn't matter that she's a Kryptonian and your brother's never managed it. You're better than him, and no one is better at this than you. When it's all over, we can disappear and regroup. I don't want to be known as the Luther who killed a super, Lena admits, and Sam sighs again. Your mother will see that nothing short of treason. It's either you or her. Lena doesn't move, doesn't respond. Let's take it a day at a time. She pats Lena weakly on the shoulder. She passes the bottle back. I'll see you in the morning. When the office is silent again, Lena lays back down on the floor, hands clasped over her chest. The metal is a cool relief on the back of her legs, and she remembers suddenly she'd taken her pants off earlier because she'd felt hot. Sam had seen her that way. Oh well, add inter-office lack of professionalism to her recent list of growing grievances. Rather than changing, she lays there, pantless, and thinks about the last 6 years. She thinks about their stupid marriage. Cara had always made her feel warm and safe, wrapped up in a sinewy embrace, Cara was desperately tactile, an open book level of genuine. Cara had genuinely given Lena everything she'd ever wanted since day one of their relationship. Why fake that? Had it been a tactic? Had Lena been that blind? Even thinking that Cara might have purposely married her for information, that she doesn't really love her, it invokes a terrible kind of itchiness within Lena, a certain wetness behind the eyes. She recognizes it for the wretched feeling that it is. She hasn't cried since 1994, since witnessing Mufasa die in The Lion King, and she will not be crying today. Sam was right. Cara had just been a cover. The perfect cover. Stable, confident, attractive, supportive. She didn't ask questions, but Lena must have known on a subconscious level. She'd never played anything safe. She'd never been attracted to bland and boring. On a level, she must have been able to smell the danger all over Cara, and she'd been taking desperate lungfuls of it ever since. And it's royally bitten her in the ass. Cara, being Supergirl, is going to destroy her, Lena thinks, as her vision blurs and unfocuses. Her life was built around her work. Her entire identity had been kept under lock and key. She was raised separately from the legitimate Lex. Her records were expunged and sealed. It had all been performative, down to the last letter, so that she could play the goon for Lillian. If she didn't kill Cara, she'd be hunted to the very ends of the earth by her own family. The secrets she possessed about the Luthers were too dangerous. She'd go out with a whimper and not a bang. Everything would be ruined. You don't love her, she tells herself. You don't love her. The next morning, Lena brings a veritable SWAT team to clear out their house. She's wearing all black and a pair of dark designer sunglasses. She has a headache and she's feeling particularly uncopacetic about the world. But she's also relying on the fact that Cara is still recovering in whatever government agency hellhole she hails from. She feels safe to assume she won't be back home anytime soon. Lena throws open their stately, white, painted front door, revealing her meticulously designed living room space. It's award-winning, every item hand-picked to fit the blueprint of her grander master plan. She'd made a tea sandwich of a man cry when she'd beaten him out of the rococo clock sitting in the hall. It's a shame, a masterpiece, they're about to douse in gasoline. She sighs. She'd made another metaphor. Behind her, Sam rallies the troops. Okay, ladies, let's go. Check pockets, receipts, matchbooks. You know the drill. While her staff fans out behind her, Lena trails around directionless. Overseeing their work, she makes her way upstairs. She'd conveniently left Mike out of the entire operation, sending him on some errand to northern Siberia, for all she knows. She just can't let her mother get wind of the fact she'd not only married, but had her back repeatedly blown out by Supergirl. Lex would blow a gasket if he knew. It's equally satisfying and nauseating. She rounds the corner to find one of her younger employees ripping the stuffing out of a teddy bear, going absolutely ape shit on it with a buck knife. She'd won that at a fair for Cara. It's cheap and nostalgic. It shouldn't mean anything to her, but it does somehow. She keeps moving. In the master suite, 4 women are huddled around a big screen television, watching a video with concentrated expressions. What is this? Lena says fast, quiet. It's obvious that it's a video from their wedding. Research, Eve answers blankly. Background on the target. Lena glances at it. She can hear the soft, sweet voice of Cara delivering her vows. Cara looks so happy. There are actual tears in her eyes. What the fuck? Lena wants to set the room on fire. This room is wrapped. She snaps the remote out of Eve's hands, and they all hurry from the room. Lena clicks off the TV before she's forced to bear witness to their wedding kiss. Everything was a lie, and everything had already been a lie. It makes her blood boil. She chucks the remote onto the bed. Their house in shambles, excellence trashed. It's like looking at their marriage broken down to its parts. It's not pretty. Cole watches her histrionic episode from the doorframe with an appropriate cat-like disinterest. Lena scoops him up, petting his velvet soft head, and makes sure Sam is comfortable watching him while all this absolute bullshit plays out. Sam agrees, setting out to find his carrier. Lena continues out to the front garage can, stuffing the gutted teddy bear inside like he's done her personal wrong. "What's going on, Mrs. Danvers?" A group of passing girls inquire, curiously watching the parade of women exit and enter the house, loading and unloading items from an unmarked black van. "Garden party, girls," Lena tells them. "Oh," they respond in unison. "Lena," Sam calls, and Lena looks up. "You should see this." When Cara wakes, it's mid-morning. Her hands and fingers are healed. The cuts and bruises are gone. She's revitalized for the first time in a full 24 hours, and then she remembers Lena. Her morning vigor fades, and she throws open the sunbed, clenches her fists, and speeds to the kitchen. She's opening the balcony door. It takes a moment to work out all of the locks when Alex's voice rings out from behind her. "Up, up, and away, Supergirl," she encourages, lips curled around the edge of a cute mug with cats on it. Cara smiles back. She springs into the skies, sucking in a gale of fresh morning air. She swerves, zipping through National City's skyscrapers, and makes for their home in the quiet suburbs. When she lands on the back lawn, things are quiet. Too quiet. She takes a long look around, but nothing appears to be out of the ordinary. It's immaculate, same as always, but it's almost too clean, professionally cleaned. There's not a speck of dirt on the back pathway, and Cara can just make out the scent of several unfamiliar scents. Humans, women, and a number of them. She crosses slowly to the back door and peeks inside. There's no one there. Nothing is out of place. It's staged, like everything Lena does. As a final measure, she checks the house for Cole, sweeping her X-ray vision across their home. Their cat is nowhere to be seen, and Cara knows Lena would never leave him behind if she'd left. But why would she come to the house, presumably search it, and then attempt to make it look unsearched? It dawns on Cara. She turns slowly to look at the tool shed. In a heartbeat, she's there, feeling for the hidden trap door, halfway down the fold-out chrome stairs. Gone. All of it gone. It's a hard blow to the chest. Her stockpile of human things, bottles of all shapes and colors, broken glasses, a lifetime supply of used dryer sheets, Lena's old hairbands, Christmas lights, McDonald's promotional paper Monopoly boards, a metric ton of old pennies, enough mini M&M tubes to build an Egyptian pyramid. Mini M&Ms were so cute, especially fisting them 100 at a time into her mouth. Don't get distracted, Cara. Lena had taken everything, all the things Cara had kept and meticulously collected, not hoarded. And more importantly, Lena's taken her backup supersuit. She'd stored the other at the DEO after the desert, and she couldn't go back there without arousing suspicion, and she didn't even like that suit. It had the skirt. She hates the skirt. Lena took her pants. Cara punches the wall, leaving a sizable dent in the cold rolled steel. Oh, it's on. Lena's typing away on her phone at the office while Sam doles out the marching orders. We need to check audio scans, credit cards, civilian frequencies, the works. We need to find out where she's hiding. Lena sighs. Pressing send on her message, she doesn't think Cara's hiding per se. Cara never avoided a fight. She's just never been very good at them. She's easily flustered. She compromises quickly. She likes harmony. Lena's phone trills, interrupting her thoughts, and she looks down. She experiences the unique discomfort of seeing her mother's image light up her cell phone background. She wavers over the red decline and green answer buttons, but before taking a breath, as if it's her last. Hello, Mother. Lena. Lillian already sounds disappointed. Where is Mike Matthews? The moon, I hope. There's a deeply unimpressed silence. You know the rules. Lillian's voice comes crisp through the speaker. I don't need a babysitter, Mother. He's reporting back to your office now. But Lena snaps. Does the punishment really fit the crime? I experimented with kryptonite one time. He wasn't assigned to you because of the kryptonite, Lena. Lillian sharply interrupts her. And you know that. Lena snaps her jaw shut, goes quiet. She can practically see Lillian leaning forward over thinly steepled fingers. We received intelligence that you've been conspiring with the government, which I'm sure you're aware. And now this embarrassment with Supergirl, it doesn't look good. Your outlook is grim. Lena hates it when her mother refers to her like some sort of evolving natural disaster, a typhoon poised to wipe out unsuspecting communities. Nevertheless, she sits up straighter, free hand-pressed knuckles white against her desktop. You know the odds better than anyone, Lillian continues dangerously. You have less than 18 hours. Tick-tock. The line goes dead. Lena places her phone down flat and at a distance. She tries to think, calm her racing heart, but Eve is already speaking. Lena? Eve chirps tentatively from behind her. What fresh hell? Lena swerves to look at her. I think I found her. Where? Here, she's here. Every screen in the office suddenly clicks over to a camera angle centered on a hovering figure. Supergirl is motionless, drifting at a safe distance from the building. X-ray cloaking is up? Of course, so she already knew we'd be here. Well, your name is on the building map, Sam states sardonically. Lena rolls her eyes. Everyone evacuate, Plan C. The office explodes into a flurry of activity, shredding documents, drilling laptop motherboards, burning excess devices. In the chaos, Sam makes her way over to Lena's side. I'm staying, she says, holstering a gun with glowing green ammunition. Lena inhales at the sight of it. It begins to register that in a few short minutes, they might actually attempt to kill Supergirl. Cara. The office line rings. Jess glances up, burning file in hand, and Lena nods a confirmation. Lena Danvers Financial. Jess answers, voice bubbly. She presses the button for speakerphone. Put Lena on, Cara demands loudly, in a no-nonsense tone. Lena glances again at the hovering figure on the screens, a cell phone now pressed to her cheek. Cara floats in the air, wearing a slimming, black-fitted suit, blonde hair, wind-blown. Lena's rarely seen her this way, resolved, jaw clenched, head down and aggressive. She hates to admit that Cara looks kind of hot. With the bearing of a military drill sergeant and the body of a yoga instructor, it's doing ungodly things to her libido. God damn her weakness for a good-looking blonde. I thought I told you not to bother me at the office, honey, Lena replies, feeling snarky and defensive of the rising blush on her cheeks. You need to come with me, Cara commands, and it doesn't help at all. And give you all of National City? Lena answers in a sneer. I don't think so. Can't super terrorize some other city? Cara scoffs, and her mannerisms finally strike Lena as familiar. Terrorize, she challenges. You took my things. There it is. Cara's never been good in arguments. We didn't have a prenup, darling. Consider it half. Cara's jaw clenches harder, and Lena crosses her legs, clearing her throat. She motions to her staff to get the fuck out. And wow, when I called you a hoarder, I didn't know the half of it, did I? Lena tries to stall for a few minutes longer. Do you really refer to that basement of garbage as your things? Lena still can't quite believe it. Imagine her surprise when instead of finding alien weaponry, currency and passports, she discovers an advanced nuclear bunker filled with her old hairbands. It's not garbage. You lied to our therapist. I'm not hoarding, Lena, I'm collecting. A collection implies value. You took my suit. You look better in black anyway, sweetie, Lena mocks. She really can't stop herself from using every pet name imaginable. Cara grumbles, loud and petulant. Lena can see her fists clench. Why the dryer sheets, Cara? Lena pushes it a step further. Enough, Cara barks. And Lena feels it in her bones. The spark of heat threatens to morph fully into a blaze as Cara hovers closer. Come with me, or I'm coming in there. Over my dead body, or yours. I will come in there, Lena. She hears Cara threaten, but it wavers slightly, almost like she's trying to convince herself. Lena calls the bluff. No, you won't. You have no idea who I am, Cara warns. You have no idea what I'm capable of. Back at you, baby, Lena replies, glib, but the self-satisfied smirk falls right off her face when she hears a number of alarms ring throughout the office. The cannons have armed, Sam tells her. She's bent over typing furiously at a laptop, and a screen pops up on their biggest HD TV. There's a charge bar and a countdown. What cannons? Lena whisper hisses at her. They don't have any fucking cannons. 10, 9, 8, the countdown begins. What is that, Lena? Cara asks, still on the line. Lena quickly glances at her, taking in the pinch of her mouth, the furrow of her concern in her eyebrows. Turn them off, she tells Sam in no uncertain terms. I can't. Lena? Cara whispers over the intercom. Lena scrambles over to Jess's empty desk and slams her finger on the receiver, effectively hanging up the call. Turn them off, Sam. They're locked, Sam yells back. Your mother must have had these installed without our knowledge. I can't override them. Fucking Mike Matthews, Lena thinks in a rage. She pushes Sam out of the way, scrambling to hack the code. To do it herself, but it's of no use. 2, 1, the machine trills. Lena glances up in a panic-stricken terror. She sees Cara still floating there confusedly, her wife, the same woman that kissed and hugged her before bed. The woman who brought her flowers, showered her with attention, listened to her stupid dreams. Cara, who ritually ate a warm muffin with a glass of chocolate milk while watching the incredible Dr. Paul. Then the cannons fire, and Cara falls out of the sky like a beautiful winged creature. Lena throws the computer, smashing it against a nearby wall.